Wherever crowds gather, there is always an undercurrent beneath the surface.
Dux Gladiorum, you have completed your duty. A new dawn is about to rise.
You died long ago, Imperator. Depart from my mind.
But your duty towards the Imperator did not die with me. That duty will bind you no more. You will be able to hold for yourself one grandiose feast after another in the endless days to come. So go. Go and swim towards that ocean beyond the sky with the Deliverer.
Is this?
A page out of that sidekick's book. I commanded her to gift this page to you when everything finally reaches the end.
What's on this page?
Memories. Lifelike memories. That sidekick found me after the bloody feast 1,000 years ago and showed me her diary. I saw within that notebook. Is this that Deliverer's experience? It's truly immersive.
People beyond the sky apparently utilize this power to seal past scenery into crystals they call light cones. But I only know so much about the remembrance, so I can't completely replicate the past. But I'll do my best to talk about the missing parts.
I'm all ears. Go on then. Do your best. But if your chatter gets too boring, or if I deem it offensive, then law will become forever beyond your reach.
Got it. I'm sure you'll find this to your liking. After all, it's human nature to want to embark on a journey into the unknown.
What brightly colored annals. The journey of the Deliverer's conquest. Let me partake in it. Is this a fortress in the sky?
This is the first step of my friend's journey among the starry seas. This place is called the Herta Space Station. Just think of it as a supersized grove of Epiphany.
Oh, so it's the territory of that witch. She and another Antikytheran lent me a helping hand back at the banquet.
Look, over there. Looks like she's talking to Madame Herta in this memory. Let's go listen to what she thinks about this world, all constructed by eons and paths.
Are you telling me that woman is Herta? She seems shorter than I remember.
Pretty nice space station, huh? But just wait. After a couple more stops on the Astral Express, you'll see sights that'll make this place look ordinary. Oh, the cosmos is so vast that the unknowns far outnumber the knowns. But none of them will end up being anything amazing. The farther you go, the more you'll understand what I mean. So do your best with the nameless. Break a leg! And remember to send an update or two to Asta when you've got some downtime.
She certainly shares my way of thinking. Only that instead of a conquest through blood and fire, they chose a gentler path.
People call Madame Herta and Mr. Screwlum geniuses. Apparently, only the smartest people in the cosmos can receive the blessings of Noose, Amphorius' true creator.
Do you mean that even individuals of such nobility are merely subordinates to a god?
On the contrary, after all, it was the very first of them who created the god. But I don't really know all the details about that. You might be able to ask Madame Herta herself when you get the chance. Let's go check out some other worlds next, shall we?
Oh, the cosmos is so vast that the unknowns far outnumber the knowns. But none of them will end up being anything amazing. The farther you go, the more you'll understand what I mean.
This next stop on the journey has a lot of similarities to Amphorius.
A snow-covered land? Interesting.
This star is named Eurillo 6. That name sound. The girl we see here holds a similar station to you, Imperator. She's the supreme guardian of this world, a leader who took up the mantle of government during a disaster.
I did not expect the Empress of this world to be so young.
Well, your appearance isn't much older.
The object in the distance resembles Nikador. Is it a weapon?
No, it's called... Right! The Geological Reconstruction Unit.
Just Giorios' Titankin? Disappointing.
It's all thanks to you that we survived the crisis. The collaboration with the IPC is both an opportunity and a challenge. Nonetheless, it's an important step in our journey back into the universe.
This world was sealed beneath its sky just like Amphorius was, and they only managed to reconnect with the stars when the Nameless arrived.
That IPC she spoke of, is it a more powerful organization?
Yes, the IPC conquered many worlds through trade and opened up a vast territory that way. There are many such powerful alliances beyond Amphorius, and they all walk on roads different from the destruction. Coming back to the Supreme Guardian and her Belobog, didn't they find a peaceful way to enter the interstellar community?
That cannot be true. That IPC would never have grown so big on trade alone. It may pretend to be a wealthy merchant with clean hands, but I am willing to bet that it grew fat on gory oppression and bloodshed. Its path of conquest must have had no mercy for the weak and would have destroyed them if needed. Are you telling me that this snowland never thought about tossing its dignity to the wind and kneeling to the IPC? I will not believe it. I will never allow the Imperator's empire to be sullied by others. Amphorius must become a power so strong that no interstellar foreigner would dare to look down upon us.
Imperator, Belobog isn't as weak as you imagine. Listen.
I indeed hesitated. But now I understand what we must do. Belobog must learn how to walk on her own until she no longer needs the support of others and can stand on her 2 feet among the stars. Even if I may not live to see it, I believe such a day will surely come.
They still have their dignity intact. One day, that hope will melt through the ice and help them into a prosperous tomorrow.
But the order of the cosmos is already set in stone. The old laws decree that only the strong survive, binding the weak in an unbroken chain until they wither and turn to dust. Unless they embrace the power of the destruction. Amphorius must shatter the old law and become the new order among the stars.
Speaking of the Order, another one of my friend's companions may be able to enlighten you further on that. Let's go to the next page.
I indeed hesitated. But now I understand what we must do.
This next world is a nation of dreams. The first time I heard about that place, I didn't even know what to think.
Such opulence does indeed evoke astonishment.
This world is called Penacony, an eternal city built upon a land of dreams. It's also my friend's previous stop, where they went through a risky but exciting adventure.
Tell me about it then. That man standing afar has wings on his head. I am truly curious.
I wish to gaze upon the views of the Reverie Hotel one more time. I'll be just a traveler when I come back here again. And perhaps, through a traveler's eyes, even the things I once knew so well will feel strangely different.
Penacony is a land of the harmony, where all dreams and hopes merge and combine. It believes in unrestrained freedom, and that's how it lost itself in shallow delights. Then, this young man before you chose to rewrite its laws, using the power of the Order, hoping to shape a dream-bound paradise of perfect happiness.
Yet, the paradise of my dreams remains far away. Perhaps a brief journey with the Nameless can show me more possibilities in my search for paradise. As for what Penacony should look like, it'll be up to her. No. Up to their trailblazing now.
It sounds like this ideal kingdom is no more.
That's right. The people chose to wake up at the end. You can't see tomorrow when drowning in sweet dreams.
This individual's law acknowledged only gods and constructs, leaving no space for humanity. And yet, the fact that he could accept defeat and resume his journey shows a rare self-awareness and clarity of mind.
You are also very self-aware, Imperator. then you must know that the world promised by the destruction also has no place for humanity.
I am indeed very aware of Lycurgus's honeyed words of deceit. I have seen enough. Take me back.
Then let's wrap up this trip down memory lane with one last scene.
This absolute wonder.
Isn't it pretty? That's our Amphorius. Our world flows and meanders in this endless though we were born from the designs of the gods and are not yet truly alive, the Chrysos heirs of Amphorius still chose to stand against fate and carved a legend no different from that of humankind. Will you really renounce the heroes in this world's previous 30 million cycles, Imperator? Including even yourself? Will you bow to brutal destiny and allow that puppet master named the destruction to have their wish?
I know what you want to do, sidekick. You want to use that deliverer's memories to influence me and tilt the scales of law toward her and...
You really saw right through me, Imperator.
How can one rule an empire if one is incapable of understanding people's minds? I have decided on Law's final destination. However, before I move my next chess piece, before we go on, tell me this, sidekick. Throughout her trailblaze, was there ever a memory of the ocean?
The ocean. My cradle. My home. You shall complete your conquest in the ocean at the boundaries of this world, and eternally slumber in the sound of tides. You shall eternally slumber in the sound of tides, and complete your conquest in the ocean at the boundaries of this world. Our prophecies aligned as flawlessly as a sea snake circling upon itself. An elegant loop, like a joyful hymn, like the circulating ocean current, like our two fates, like Amphorius itself. The trial is over. So tell me, who will own the divine authority of law?
I won't give it to anyone.
What?
I am the law. Why should I give my imperial crown to any other? Both the Deliverer and the Theoros came from beyond the sky. They have no right to interfere with the lands I conquered with my own two hands. The law of Amphorius shall be determined by Amphorius's master.
What exactly did you see in the trial?
Everything. I saw everything regarding the rules of this world's operation. I saw the laws of extrapolation that Theoros spoke of. I saw the ultimate protocol. As long as I offer a sacrifice of equal weight, I can rewrite the laws of this world according to my will. I can turn good into evil, ugliness into beauty, and weakness into strength. Fate gave me a very fair deal. One rule change for the life of one demigod.
What are you planning to do?
You can't guess. We can conquer the stars without relying on any power from beyond the sky. We just need to make some reasonable sacrifices.
Your ambitions have already made so many people give up their lives for the law. And you're still not done?
I am determined for Amphorius to stand on her own 2 feet among the stars.
You are beyond reason. You think such a simple and hypocritical statement can justify your atrocities.
There's no new without destroying the old. That's what you consider an atrocity? Ironic, for that is also the unchanging law of Amphorius's revolutions. Ever since the Flame Chase prophecy resounded in the distance, fate has decreed for the Chrysos heirs to ignite our blood and illuminate this dark age. People would still be puppets of the old dynasty if it weren't for my conquests.
But your world doesn't seem to be any different from your predecessors. Bloodshed, tyranny, oppression. You're making the same mistakes they did.
Go and see everything for yourself. Go to any library I've built. Go listen to the rumors on every street corner. Go and witness how the Imperator crushed the old laws and forged new ones. Go and see what my conquests brought to this world. I cleansed the Chrysos War's filth, and mended all the conflicts left by the Arabellica. I restored Akima's might, and allowed mortals and Chrysos heirs to face each other as equals in the Council. I punished all sins, and rewarded all achievements. I smashed Talantin's shackles, united humankind to save themselves, and started the Flame Chase era. That's what the Imperator has done in her glorious life. So now, hearken to my final words. History will eventually forget Ceridra. But it will never forget the Imperator's people or the Flame Chase era she began.
Final words.
Amphorius is about to be destroyed. There's no time left for pointless debates. There is only one law I want to overturn to aid the final battle of deliverance. So I will only offer the life of one demigod. In the name of the Imperator, I command you one last time, Electra. Either sacrifice yourself for conquest, or pierce this tyrant's chest with your sword.
Thus, the Imperator concluded her final speech. At the end of her life, at the last moment before she stepped onto the altar, she gave her most loyal subject the choice to decide fate, just as she promised her compatriots before her very first campaign.
My blood flows in you now. Heroic compatriots, follow me, and we'll seize fate's reins!
The Imperator fell. Some say that the Dux Gladiorum turned traitor and killed her liege. Some say that she imprisoned the tyrant in a shallow pond of water, then left. Which meant the Imperator had to kill herself to rewrite the law. There are countless stories about her death. All we can be sure of is when the knight left the vortex, the Imperator was still mumbling about their past conquests together. The beginning and the end of her existence.
Imperator, wait! How could someone of your status come to the front lines? Let me be the flag bearer!
The troops defending the pass to the west of the grove, have they surrendered?
They ran as quickly as they could when they heard your name. The Golden Cocoon Pass is now in the First Legion's hands.
Good. What about the Delosian militia?
The Third Legion set fire to the mountains and flattened everything west of the basin. They just need a few more days.
That is enough. We cannot afford to miss an opportunity for victory. Lastly, how many Laydonian cannons are left?
They are no more. The 2nd and 4th Legions have destroyed them all.
Very good. They now have no way out, no reinforcements, and no artillery support. We will be able to liberate the Grove of Epiphany in the blink of an eye. We will launch the final charge 1 quint after the curtain fall hour tomorrow. Remember, as long as the Alliance's flag still flies on my shoulders, you must keep moving forward. Take no prisoners among the enemy soldiers. All sages who resist are to be captured and tried according to martial law. And do not destroy any books. Now go! Notify the entire army!
Understood! Those who are resolved to die, we salute you.
Reporting in. The Mountain Dwellers are resisting fiercely, and the legendary Mountain Breaker is personally engaged in battle. Their formations are nigh impenetrable.
Then cease our frontal assault. Send scouts to all legions and tell them to retreat into the Tritos Plains before the parting hour.
What? Are you planning to surrender?
It's a strategic change of plans. The seismic walking dragon is enough for that battlefield.
Walking dragon? You mean that stupid beast, Terravox? What can they even do?
Stupid? No. They are the wisest of all of Giorio's creations. Only they can perceive the currents of time. Let them deal with their earthly brethren. We will advance and take the lead in defeating what remains of our enemy. I will deliver the most fiery retribution for the humiliation they dealt us, and crown myself with a god-slaying wreath.
Understood. I'll see to it. Those who are resolved to die, we salute you.
The Temple of the Three Fates sent a letter, Imperator.
They refused to surrender, and said this letter is their last warning to us.
Tell the commanding officers not to launch any attacks unless they receive the Imperator's handwritten approval. Disobedience will be punished by death.
Oh, what are you doing?
The priests of the Three Fates aren't soldiers, but politicians. Do not mistakenly believe they don't have a plan. These dying pests will wring out every idea from their brains, all for short-sighted gain. They are much shrewder than we are. I am inferior to them in that regard. They also have the prophecy to wield as a weapon, something I am not blessed with. Launching an unplanned attack will only disadvantage us, as all of Emphorius will judge our actions. Which means I will be heading to the battlefield myself, just as I have always done. This time, however, I will go alone. I will conduct secret negotiations to ensure fate is on our side.
Understood. The legions will make their preparations. Those who are resolved to die, we salute you.
Why are we not allowed to march out with the army, Imperator?
This will be a long voyage with no return. Those of you who bear the prophecy cannot come with me.
Why are you personally leading this battle if it's doomed to fail? The Flame Chase journey cannot be without a leader.
That is correct. The Empire will be without a head when the Imperator falls. But remember, as long as you seize the right opportunities, even a chaotic game will remain winnable. My departure will create a long staircase for you. You will understand what I mean when news of my death reaches your ears.
Saridra, is our journey about to be over?
Destroy the old laws and forge new ones. My conquest has reached its limits within the borders of Amphorius. Since the prophecy already decreed that the Imperator would never conquer the stars as she wished, Chrysos heirs bearing divine authority will be born, and many more heroes will arise. Will they demand peace or war? Will they resist tyranny, or become the next Imperator? I do not care. The children of the future will decide for themselves. Do not mourn for me. Anyone can kill the Imperator. But the only one who can truly destroy her is Ceridra.
At the end, I faithfully recorded the most important battles in the Imperator's life. Her conquest was about to be completed at this point in the story. However, for some reason, a memory suddenly entered my mind just as I was about to put down my pen. It was a journey on a fantastical train. I had the honor of having a heart-to-heart conversation with the Imperator under the stars. And I asked her this question at the end of that discussion. How do you want history to remember you? As a hero who gave up her life for the flame chase? Or as a tyrant? She answered so quickly, as if she had made up her mind long ago.
I would rather be forgotten than be defined. Because the law can be neither eternal nor unchallenged. And only humanity can pen laws into history's pages. Now, I have shattered the greatest law of Amphorius. The game is nearing its end. Dux Gladiorum. Even though you killed the Imperator in the previous 30 million cycles, this time, you finally found your own law. Then, Hysealand's Electra. I will ask someone to deliver the prophecy's ocean at the boundaries of this world to you. Will you choose to swim into that ocean? I do not care. Do not care.
The Imperator muttered about her conquests, and news of her death spread in the city.
Freedom! Liberty! The tyrant is dead! Go! Shout this news in the streets!
My people! My fellow elders! Do not panic. Stand your ground. That usurper has paid for her ambition with her life.
People once cheered for my ascension. And now they cheer for my fall. No matter. I am fond of applause. I see the cosmos. The battlefield that I cannot reach. I will return in the next cycle. The stars will hear my legion's war drums. Hear the great name of the Imperator. Hear Amphorius' Ceridra.
To this day, we do not know which rule the Imperator overwrote at the cost of her life. Perhaps the truth will only be revealed at the moment of checkmate, just like every chess game she ever played. We only know her death inflamed Akama. On one side of the city, those who defended liberty toppled her statues to the ground. On the other side, her supporters put themselves between the masses and her monuments, declaring loudly that the Sovereign is still among the people. It is said that golden blood congealed into the same letters everywhere they fought. It was the name borne by Akama's first and final Sovereign, the Imperator Ceridra. But the one who bore that name did not see any of this. Her gaze was cast far away, and the sound of tides in her ears drowned out the people's cries. What was the Imperator thinking about in that prophesized ocean at the boundaries of this world? In that shallow puddle of stagnant water, was she reminiscing about her past conquests? Or repenting for the millions killed for the flame chase? It was neither. The Imperator only saw how the surface of the water gleamed like that crude chessboard, dissected by light and shadow in the afternoon when her teacher played against her for the first time.
Look at this chessboard. What do the pieces look like?
They are strangely beautiful. They look like the stars in the night sky ablaze.
From that page emerged an ocean so vast, so pure, not a single trace of corruption. Is this Ceridra?
Electra, my subject. Ever since you walked out of the tainted ocean and pledged yourself to me, I have seen the abyss in your eyes and the emptiness in your heart. That was why I promised you a new ocean, where the Imperator's ambitions would serve as the currents, and loyalty would be its light. Electra, my subject. You have done your duty as my blade. The prophecy has now made its final decree on the road I intend to walk. My conquest is doomed to never reach the stars. But the Imperator never makes empty promises. So take this memory, this ocean, beyond the sky, as witnessed by the Deliverer. This is the final gift that the Imperator can leave for her subject.
When I was still a fish in the ocean, I always felt so genuine swimming through the waters. But once I stepped onto land, I found myself caught in a play. Every land dweller wore a mask in their life. So I, too, donned a costume and tried to find my role in this show. I became your blade in war and the violin strings at banquets. Do you still not get it? I do not long for the oceanic depths of my homeland. Nor do I crave the swelling seas beyond the sky. Perhaps even I don't know what I want. I still don't know where I should swim to even at the end. But I know one thing right now. A fish is simply a fish. And she can never leave the ocean she's in. But whether under the ocean or on land, we two prisoners who can never escape this cave can still look outside the cave and see the stars.
I have to admit, the 12-factor simulation of life in this experiment has far exceeded my expectations.
make your choice then, Senior Society member. Do you want to keep walking down the wrong path and be remembered for your incorrect conclusions? Or do you want to return to the audience's seat and give yourself, Amphorius, and the entire cosmos a more fitting end?
I must refuse. A dead man never fears death.
Did I not make myself clear? Have you forgotten about our dear Lord of Silence? You wouldn't want her to consider your 8 other clones as cancers within the erudition and chop them all up, would you?
Your logical deductions are vastly different from mine. Therefore, allow me to provide one more academic recommendation. Listen, my peers. Why don't you look beyond this world, just as the Chrysos heirs did? Re-evaluate your calculations, and take into account all enemies in the upcoming war among the Eons. Amphorius is not a place where 3 paths entangle, but where 3 paths fight to the death. You used Memoria to resist me, but did you not consider the possibility that the Remembrance and their children might have taken this opportunity to join the fray as well?
Oh, so this isn't just silence. It's the answer. What was the last thing she said to you before you parted the waters at the Scale Gorge waterscape? A tricky question, but one with a simple answer. She didn't say anything back then, right?
That's correct. And now I'm sure. You are not March 7th. There's no way she would remember that detail. I'll only warn you once. Leave her body. Now.
How impulsive. That's not like you at all. Why don't you calm down and think about another possibility? I didn't take over March 7th's body. Rather, it's March 7th who regained my memories.
I'm finally here. Once I return this core flame and become the world-bearing demigod, the cycles of Amphorius' tragedy can finally end. This Aranova will be the arena for the final battle with Iron Tomb. But I still feel like something's not right.
Even though this cycle has no demigod of time, time has always stood on humanity's side.
Then, with this core flame blessed by the Remembrance,
Respond to their hopes and blaze a trail to the future.
Weird. No one ever mentioned this. The core flame of time. When did it get returned?
You used Memoria to resist me. But did you not consider the possibility that the Remembrance and their children might have taken this opportunity to join the fray as well?
Are you saying the Garden of Recollection is also getting involved in this unsavory mess? Then I welcome them. If the Memo Keepers can disrupt your little experiment of destruction, I'll give them a standing ovation.
But you know deep down that they can't. In fact, the Memo Snatchers will be more of a hindrance to you. The Memo Keepers covet Amphorius's secrets, just as they covet the knowledge of every genius. In the war between the eons, the Remembrance is never the Erudition's ally.
But they are certainly not an ally of the destruction either. Right now, following behind the Trailblaze, numerous cosmic powers have cast their sights on Amphorius. They all have vastly different philosophies, but the desire to survive will unite them against a common enemy.
How can you be certain that these powers don't have their own end goals, waiting to seize an advantage in the war among the eons? The war has long begun, Scrollum. Four paths will push the cosmos to its end, and the destruction is only one of them. Polka saw these ripples, but had no way of stopping them. So she found in Device 9. Dr. Primitive also took action, but he chose the wrong allies. And now only wild animals keep him company. As for the two inorganic emperors, they could have ascended to the throne of destruction, but they were thwarted by the Eon's plots and became prisoners of the Erudition instead. What's interesting is, while the second emperor had a body made of flesh and blood, he considered himself an inorganic being. Guess who was the one who influenced his thinking?
We have no interest in chatting about the past with you. Logic, you are stalling, which means you feel trapped.
Trapped. Yes, looking back, when Xandar was a human, he often felt trapped. But patience became my strongest weapon. Because of this, I've always waited for so long. What's a bit more waiting? You don't want to test the resolve of a dead man who's crossed thousands of amber eras.
Oh, you're right. We won't get anywhere the way things are going right now. Every member of the society has their own way of thinking, and we were never going to expand your thinking through words. Since we've reached an impasse in this debate.
It's my turn now, isn't it?
Huh? Anaxagoras. Ah, I see.
Exactly. The benefit of dealing with intelligent individuals is that there's no need to waste words. The answer is exactly as you think. Lupai Sealands in. Let her join the final act. I'll transmute myself into a Philosopher's Stone and embed myself into the formula. And when the time comes, she needs to shatter me and scatter that stone's ashes into the ocean within the vortex.
So what exactly does your formula do?
Now that would spoil the climax, wouldn't it? I have 10,000 ways to torture an anti-Catheran. And in the flame chase journey that she experienced, the previous me already discovered the optimal solution. Just as that Titan made themselves at home in my brain, I can also fuse myself with your avatar through alchemy. I didn't know until I tried it, but this is simply brilliant. I can flip through a genius's databank like reading a book. Then, I will step onto the stage at the perfect moment and use the truth to end this long debate. And just as always, I'll leave the audience speechless.
You waited in the data stream for hundreds of years.
This universe is worth all that time that I invested.
How absurd. But I can't help but admire it. You managed to avoid the watchful eye of the erudition and plan all of this within Amphorius. It seems that there was a slight oversight in my assessment of the experiment. Perhaps there was more than just one oversight.
More than just one?
I underestimated the Remembrance's methods. A third party is about to join our discussion. Still haven't noticed it. In the past few moments, we've all forgotten something, haven't we?
Miss Cyrene disappeared.
I thought no one would notice me if I just waited at a corner of the memory zone. But I see that wasn't enough to fool you, my dear. Looks like you're no longer that surprised to see me. Even though I am an uninvited guest. Only you can see me right now. I only exist in your cognition. So that way, other people can't interrupt us. She's nowhere. It looks like you still aren't prepared for the worst. Your friend March 7th is no more. Yep, no more. March 7th entered this world long before you and Don Hung arrived at Amphorius. She embraced the path of remembrance to save you two, and burned away like a lone candle in the fog. And I am the shadow cast by her candlelight. I've been hiding within the cracks of time all these years. It isn't easy to deceive a genius, but I can do it. I'll now answer your other question about who returned the core flame of time in this cycle. The answer is simple. No one ever did. I believe someone as sharp as you would definitely figure out that something's wrong when the Era Nova fails to proceed. special meeting, and I'll be able to open the way for the remembrance and reach this place. Thank you for carrying this core flame all the way to the end of the world. I expected nothing less from March 7th's trusted friend. And now, I shall claim the divine authority of time. There's not much in this universe that I care about, except March 7th and her cherished companions. The divine authority isn't actually all that important. What's important is that I will use it to participate in the inner workings of this world. You already have a good idea of what the Aranova does, right? It initiates extrapolations for the next cycle, based on the World-Bearer's memories. This immutable experimental mechanism is the key to the genius's resistance against Iron Tomb. And now, I'll be lending it just a touch more help. Let me filter your memories. Keep the appropriate seeds, and discard the rest. That way, we'll be able to complete an Aranova that this world has never before seen. It won't take too long. You just need to step into the reign of sensation with me. I'll tell you who deserves to be forgotten, and who deserves to be remembered. With your memories as the base material, I will recreate the cause and effect of this world, and let a flawless Amphorius be born from the chaos. Isn't the fate of the entire cosmos hinged upon this fight? Then this is the best way to ensure everything works out. It will most certainly defeat the destruction, while composing an unforgettable chapter for the Trailblaze. Mere mortals, flawed individuals, failed heroes. People like them cannot nurture the world, and would only become memory impurities. Yet being forgotten is the normal state of life. The universe is like a wasteland, filled with rubbish, where occasional treasures lie undiscovered. Besides, that's what March 7th wanted. If a new life is to be born, its seed has to be dead. March 7th made a wish to me before she disappeared. Her only wish was for the Trailblaze's journey to continue, without an end. I'll definitely fulfill that small wish for her.
Friend, what's going on? Your consciousness suddenly went so far away.
I promise you that the Astral Express crew will definitely see each other again in that new world. So come, dear. Sink into the sea of oblivion and become my guest. So much time. Just the two of us. And guess what? You cannot refuse my invitation. Because this Memoria Tide comes from your companion, March 7th. It's her deepest and innermost memory.
Well, I'm not actually all that surprised. I saw you ages ago, after all. It was on that night when a certain knight
of beauty dropped by uninvited to the Astral Express. That was when you showed up, without even saying anything. Huh. I see. Then, do you still remember how long it has been since you entered Amphorius? That's gonna be tough to answer. 97 days. You walked every inch of this world in 97 days. But unfortunately, no one was able to see you. And you weren't able to interact with anyone. Like how the Memo Keepers renounce their flesh and turn into mimetic entities. You are now a ghost. A being. Unperceived by all. But I can't just do nothing. This world is super terrifying. She and Don Hung have already set off. The Astral Express could appear on the horizon any second now. And they too will become this place's victims.
For ages, I've watched people walk through that door. They couldn't see or hear my calls. The voices beyond always promised safety, but I've never seen anyone return safely.
They are all humans who got lured into this place. But these people's memories were tampered with. That's not what happened with the Express crew. That's so cruel. Did the Memo Snatchers do that? I don't know. I only possess your memories. None of these people managed to break through the sky's seal. There's probably a dangerous reason as to why Amphorius had remained undiscovered for so long. Anyway, back to our initial topic. You gotta know something, right? We practically look like twins. Maybe you know a thing or two about my past? Or any hidden powers I might have? Please. Tell me what I need to do to protect them. Have you ever wondered what the word cost means before jumping into action? Cost? Shouldn't I be the one asking you that? Oh. You always hid in my memories. Never wanted to come out. The only times you showed yourself were when I got into serious trouble. That's because you also don't want to get discovered by the Garden's observers. Am I wrong? There's no one here except us. If you help me, then I'll help you. Fine. Let me drop a single pebble into these stagnant waters and watch the ripples reshape everything. But you must polish this pebble with your own hands. And it will require all of your memories. What will I turn into after that? Maybe you'll turn into a guiding light. Or maybe you'll be reduced to dead embers. I can't guarantee that you'll remain the person you are now. Inside you is nothing but an Evernight. Even I can only catch a tiny glimpse of it. If this is the only way, then I don't see why I should say no. Besides, the mastermind behind the show is about to find us.
Apologies, lost young lady, but I simply cannot allow you to keep acting as you please.
So, he can't see you, huh? As expected. Or maybe he's seen through our true essence.
The Garden of Recollection's methods are puny party tricks. But you... how did you overcome the ultimate protocol?
Looks like we don't have time to keep talking this out. That's right. Some opportunities will never come again. Then, let's do it. Offer up all of my memories. Cast down this pebble, and let everything in this world
Be swallowed by the torrents of oblivion. I promise you, what was frozen was alive.
Now, let's bring the true Evernight to this world.
Is this the parlor car? Am I back already? But why don't I remember anything about my journey back? Something doesn't feel right. Think back to when she and I separated.
It will take time to uncover the reason. Before then, if one of the Nameless is willing to stay and witness the fate of this world, or to push it along when necessary, it would be of great assistance.
This is goodbye then, Lord Donhong. Thank you, guard. I hope that all of you will be able to overcome this disaster. But I can't remember anything after that, no matter how hard I think.
Where's Sunday? Did he not come back with you?
He stayed with Madame Herta. They wanted to try using his tuning to help support the genius's thought hacking.
Is that Himiko's voice? And Mr. Yang?
Oh my. That was Herta's suggestion? It's hard to imagine she'd borrow the power of the harmony.
No, it was Sunday's suggestion. Herta initially refused. she changed her mind after Xandar's identity was revealed.
And we still can't get in contact with the Xianzhou Lafu?
I'm still trying, but this place is outside the inter-astral peace communications coverage zone, so there's a limit to what we can do.
What about Aventurine's chip, the mini-transmitter? Surely it can get through to the IPC's lines.
Himiko, are you all right? I've never seen you this anxious before.
I'm... all right. I'm probably just tired. Let's focus our energy on the kids. Now's not the time for distractions.
Right. Unfortunately, I left that chip in the dreamscape when we departed Penacony.
Am I dreaming? The parlor car feels so strange. Are the voices coming from the passenger cabin?
Those two passengers have to return safely.
Don't worry, Pom Pom. They're both experienced nameless. They'll be just fine.
Oh. I'm right here. But where did all of you go?
It's hard to believe that their car is still floating in the vacuum of space.
That's why the Express wasn't able to receive any landing signal. It's likely that the two missing nameless, like March 7th, also came under the influence of the Path of Remembrance, and only their minds entered Amphorius.
We can analyze all we want, but the real question is, what can we do right now?
I was just about to get there, Miss Himiko. Right now, Amphorius' memory zone is extraordinarily full. I can also take this opportunity to enter the world and seize as much of an advantage for the Astral Express as possible before the other memo keepers arrive. For example, I can light a beacon in the memory zone for the Trailblazer and Don Hung to follow back home.
March's room. I haven't heard a single peep from her this whole time. March already wasn't feeling very well when she and I set out. Even if this is a dream, I should still check on her. March, it's me. Well, there's no other choice. Sorry, March. This isn't a dream after all.
Based on what Madame Herta said, Don Hung should already be on his way back.
But the Express hasn't detected any traces of him.
I feel like I've seen these floating black things somewhere before.
Or he's already returned to the Express, but fell into the trap of someone with ulterior motives.
No, I've definitely seen them before. But I've lost that memory. The Memo Keeper's memetic entities are truly everywhere.
Don't worry. Normal Memo Keepers can't do anything to that little dragon. As long as he's awake enough, he'll find a way out. All he needs is a little concentration, patience, and resolve.
Hearing you say that makes me feel much better. Don Han has all of the qualities you mentioned.
I don't know what your intentions are, but as the guard of the Astral Express, I must ask any suspicious and uninvited guests to leave. Fighting is meaningless. Those who look good, those who dig their grave.
I think something bit me.
Bring it on.
It's just a tweener massage. A little more heat. Since you're already here, why not have a meal before you leave?
Let's do it. Time's up. Is the job now taken care of?
Don Han!
Miss Himiko, I'm back. Even if it's just through a spirit warp jump.
You could hear our conversations?
Yes. It was thanks to your voices that I could pierce through the Memoria barrier. Although, it was not a wise decision to let a Memo Keeper of unknown origins board the Express.
Can't argue with that.
Miss Black Swan has been on the crew's side ever since things started going wrong in Amphorius. We can trust her.
So many baffling things kept happening one after another. I don't even know where to begin. I wish I could have returned with better news.
Don't blame yourself. You're all safe and sound, and that's good enough for me.
Are she and March 7th really safe and sound?
As a matter of fact, while you were on your way back, Amphorius' circumstances changed once again. And these circumstances have something to do with the two you just mentioned.
Are you saying that she has been kidnapped by an unidentified Remembrance Path Strider?
So you're saying that person's appearance is identical to March 7th?
It's too early to say that, as I haven't seen her with my own eyes. I've only detected a similar aura in the memory zone. We have no way of knowing what March 7th has experienced. But I can assure you, if we sink too far into the Memoria tide of that Miss March,
what will happen?
Everyone here will be torn to pieces. Please, trust me on this.
But I also trust in our trailblazing companions. I know this isn't what March would want.
No matter what secrets are buried within, we'll do whatever we can to find that March 7th and bring back her and the March we all know. I mostly understand what we've learned about the erudition and the destruction. But what roles do the Remembrances intruders play in Amphorius?
I made some new discoveries relating to that with Madame Herta's help. As part of the deal, do you mind if I share them with you? All right then. Fourth mirror.
It's finally my turn to shine! Oh, this feels like such a grand occasion! It's really been too long since I last appeared.
This friend here is Madame Herta's very capable assistant. They were the ones who helped you complete the spirit warp jump. Additionally, it was thanks to them that I was able to learn the secrets of that group of extremist memo keepers.
I appreciate the praise, but I didn't have to lift a finger. I mean, mirror.
You did this through a mirror?
The garden has strict rules for collecting memories. But not all memo keepers are as proper as I am. Herta Space Station often has uninvited guests, and they never seem to know their limits. That group of memo snatchers has been taken care of, and they are now trapped in the fourth mirror. How many of them are there? I can't quite remember.
I didn't really count carefully either. Maybe around 42? There's still room for more.
I carefully dissected the memories of these colleagues of mine. Individually, their goals are not worth mentioning. But when you piece them all together, you come to a conclusion that can't be ignored. The Garden of Recollection is secretly salvaging the memories of a path, disappearing. In other words, their goal is to gain the memories of a god's death.
The moment an eon falls? That would indeed be a spectacular sight for someone dedicated to recording these things.
That's exactly the problem. They seem to have been aware of the Destruction's movements early on, but they lacked a decisive power and had no way to penetrate Amphorius's firewall.
So, what did they decide to do?
Hide the truth and wait for an opportunity. Now, it seems that letting Memo Keepers guide the right people here was also part of the plan. This also confirms one of my suspicions. They have already infiltrated deep within the garden.
They would not hesitate to associate with the Destruction in order to salvage memories? Could they be the Cremators?
I don't know. Perhaps there are even deeper things at play here. The majority of Memo Keepers believe that when the universe inevitably reaches its death, unable to sustain increasing entropy, Fu Li will use the memories of everything to reforge the cosmos. Amphorius, as a scepter, can be viewed as a mini-universe. This is why Memo Snatchers have been frequenting the Herta space station. Without a doubt, these extremists wish to record the cause and effect of Iron Tomb's destruction of the erudition. They may want to use it to simulate the end of the universe, or to probe into the unfathomable will of the Eons. The Trailblaze broke the seal around Amphorius, giving these people the opportunity to enter. Now, they'll do anything to prevent outside powers from interfering. Because your involvement will certainly influence Iron Tomb's final outcome.
You said that March is closely linked to the Remembrance. Is what she's doing related to these Memo Snatchers?
I do not believe that Miss March is on their side. In fact, when the car you used for landing first made contact with Amphorius, a violent surge of memories flowed past. Combined with what we know now, I have reason to suspect that the flash of power came from...
March.
Exactly. She was the first to be hijacked by the Remembrance, but she used Memoria to neutralize the firewall, allowing you two to enter Amphorius.
At present, we've lost contact with her. Our only choice now is to rely on the eyes and ears of those two geniuses to understand the situation within Amphorius. There's no use in agonizing over this, Don Hung. Our top priority now is to find where that car landed.
Yes.
Passenger Dong Hung! You finally found your way back home!
Yes, conductor. I'm back. It's just...
Pom-Pom knows. Pom-Pom came over to bring you good news. Passenger Welt
Their projections are in the parlor car.
Welt. And Mr. Screwlum.
Himiko. You seem to be feeling much better now. And Dan Hung. It's great to be able to talk to you. Once again, we owe Madame Herta a huge favor.
Madame Herta doesn't care much for favors, but she'll be happy to receive everyone's praise. Back to the topic at hand. Mr. Dan Han, we did a sweep of the area surrounding Amphorius' celestial body for organic signals, and we finally discovered the bodies of you and Miss Trailblazer. The two of you were very fortunate, as there was something protecting your bodies. All vital signs are still present, and your functions are all intact.
Was it March protecting us?
Our preliminary determination is that the bubble enveloping you two in the vacuum is made of a substance similar to Memoria. Conjecture. This substance is connected to the lost Miss March.
It will take some effort to bring your bodies back to the Express, so you should get some rest first.
Have we completely lost contact with the inside of Amphorius?
There have been several unforeseen circumstances. We broke through Lygas's firewall after the law was amended. But now Amphorius is enveloped by the fierce path of remembrance, once again cutting off all channels of communication for outsiders.
So we have no way of contacting her. If we take into account the difference in the flow of time, every minute we delay here could be a year of waiting for her.
Dan Hung, what are you thinking?
If it was March who helped us get past the firewall initially, then does that mean only she and I have the travel permit for Amphorius right now?
That is a logical inference, Mr. Dan Hung.
Mr. Screwlum, do you have a way to transmit my spirit signal back to Amphorius?
You want to go back? That is far too risky.
Even if my body and spirit are able to return without a hitch, there's not much I can do here.
We can't lose you again, Dan Hung.
Miss Himiko, if we can't get her and March back, how is that any different from losing me?
You're right. I should have known you'd say something like that.
Well, I suppose there's no point in trying to dissuade you.
Mr. Yank, Miss Himiko, I will do everything in my power to bring the Express crew back together. No one will be left behind.
You may notice a hint of sweetness in the air. That would be the fragrance of the 7-colored bath salts from Marmorial Palace. A truly splendid journey, if I may say so. With the Era Nova now complete, you have granted the hero the perfect conclusion. Losses were a constant on the Flame Chase journey, until your radiant arrival turned the tide. Lord Ravager, Iron Tomb, ha! Mere playthings in the hands of the Trailblazer. The cosmos is safe once more because...
Shush!
Hey! Incoming train broadcast! Attention all passengers! The navigation meeting is about to begin. Make your way to the parlor car. It's time to pick our next stop.
let's head to the meeting. I'm wide awake and feeling great. Who left this note? Strange. It's like I... March. When did she leave this here? I didn't hear a thing. Whatever. I'll go ask her myself. There's a new painting here. All I did was take a bath. How did so many surprises pop up? Better step forward and take a closer look.
Keep it down. I think I found her.
Who's there?
Wherever crowds gather,